Good morning and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. Sheriff, we are talking about what everybody's talking about these days, AI.
AI, absolutely. You know, it's one of the things we've all got to get a grasp of and understand exactly how it benefits us in our society. And that's one of the things we focused on in Leon County Sheriff's Office, building partnerships around how we can leverage technology so that we keep our citizens safe as best we can. And then we got to get that message out to the citizens in terms of why we're doing what we're doing, what kind of positive impacts it's going to have for our community, and at the end of the day, how does it improve law enforcement services? And the biggest thing about that, quite honestly, continues to be how well we can work together from the various law enforcement agencies, how we can leverage all those things together, not have these desperate systems that run independently of each other. So that's why it's so important that we get together and talk about these things and let our citizens know how their taxpayer dollars are being spent.
Yes, and we are really exploring AI. I know you've really commissioned a study internally of that, but we're talking specifically about the Real-Time Crime Center today, and it goes beyond just exploring AI. It really is leveraging technology to solve crimes and many other things as well.
Yeah, the technology and AI has pros and cons, and we've got to make sure that we're leveraging and educating our community about what those pros and cons are, so they have an idea of why we're investing so much time and so many resources into this, in these platforms. And what that means, quite honestly, is we've got to go out, educate our community, talk to our citizens about it, get our partners in the room, get them talking about what these issues are, so that we aren't going down different paths in terms of how we're going to achieve the outcomes that our citizens are expecting. So that's what we're trying to do, is to have those conversations, get all our partners together so we build a system, not 3 or 4 systems, not 5 or 6 systems, one system that we can all utilize effectively.
Yeah, and we've talked about, you know, this started off as a Leon County Sheriff's Office initiative, and it's developed into a regional crime center, and that really is that all-in motto that we talk about, everybody working together. Yeah,
Shawnee, it was never a Leon County event. In fact, we started with some resistance, quite honestly, and so we had to make sure, okay, if nobody wants to get into this space, it's inevitable that you're going to get in this space, so we'll lead the way.
Right.
And once we got it all built, we said, okay, here it is, let's all get into this and make it work. And I've been extremely satisfied with the fact that all of our agencies have gotten involved.
All right, well, we've got a lot to unpack today. We're going to talk to our citizens out there about what we're using technology-wise at the Real-Time Crime Center. So you want to be sure to stick around. Coming up after the break, how we're leveraging those tools to help keep you safe. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Deputy Sean Shepard with the Leon County Detention Facility. This is your Crime Tip Tuesday.
Scammers are impersonating Sheriff Walt McNeil and are calling people, demanding payment over the phone. This is not Sheriff McNeil or anyone from the Leon County Sheriff's Office. Do not become a victim of a scam call. Here are some tips to help you recognize and stop a scam. Law enforcement will not call you requiring payment for fines and fees. If they ask you to pay fees to avoid a warrant for your arrest, immediately hang up the phone. If the caller is aggressive and put an unrealistic time limit on you to pay via gift card, green dot card, or any other form of payment, hang up.
And that's your Crime Tip. Have a great day.
The drug landscape has changed. Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. And it's a danger you might not see coming. A synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose. A fraction of a raindrop, or 3 grains of salt. Your drugs don't come with an ingredients list. Although fentanyl is being mixed into almost every kind of drug, you wouldn't be able to see it, or smell it, or taste it. Fentanyl is one of the most common drugs involved in overdose deaths. Know the dangers. Learn the facts about fentanyl and ways to protect yourself at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
An email from the post office? How do they even know my email address?
They don't. This is a bogus email sent by scammers that looks like it is coming from the Postal Service, or even the Postmaster General himself. The email contains fraudulent information about an attempted or intercepted package delivery, and provides a link to click on to find out when delivery is expected. But that click can activate a virus, which can steal personal information such as usernames, passwords, or financial account numbers stored on the computer or mobile devices. Here are some telltale signs that an email is bogus. It contains poor grammar or spelling errors. It states that immediate action must be taken or there'll be dire consequences. It requests personal information under the guise of reconfirming information. The Postal Service does not notify customers about package delivery attempts by email. If you receive such a message, don't open it. Instead, forward it to spam@uspis.gov and then delete the email.
Welcome back to Leon County Today. Technology is transforming the way we fight crime and keep our communities safe. One of the most exciting advantages of that living in the capital city is Regional Real-Time Crime Center. Leslie, who's here from the Leon County Sheriff's Office, who is our director of not only AI, but our director of the Real-Time Crime Center. Leslie, talk to us about what advantages are we taking advantage of in the Leon County Sheriff's Office to leverage our technology in a holistic way.
Well, first of all, we're actually using the technology. We are blessed that we have been able to implement technologies to make us more effective and efficient in our crime-solving efforts. When we started this back in really 2017, we really started making a push toward implementing different technologies that are available to law enforcement to make us more effective at solving crime, but also help us track crime, but then really just take those technologies and apply them to a regional concept, because we all know that Leon County and Tallahassee being where it is, our criminals aren't just local. So being able to transition from jurisdiction to jurisdiction with that technology has made us more effective at solving crime.
Yeah, you talked about the vision. Can you talk to the audience about the real issues of trying to make sure that all of our law enforcement partners, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Tallahassee Police Department, how important is that we have an integrated system where all the partners are at the table making this work?
It comes to being on the same field. We are looking at the same technologies. We have, across with our boards and everything else, we're looking at implementing the same technologies so that we don't have 3 different systems doing the same thing. And for one, it's a cost savings to the citizens, but also all of our data is in one platform. So instead of us having to pick up the phone and call, now we can see that data, we can visualize that data. So we're really getting a holistic picture of not only crime, but criminals' activities within the region. Actually, now we're beyond state lines, and we're partnering with our federal partners to get that data as well. So it's giving us a holistic view of either a crime trend or a criminal.
Yeah, talk to the audience about the fact we've got the Real-Time Crime Center, and we know from the research we've done with Florida State University that our citizens basically understand and are willing to allow our Real-Time Crime Center to give us their feedback, their feed from their own social media platforms. Talk about that and how important it is to us.
So one thing that makes our center very unique is we have an entire research component with our partnership with Florida State University. So we have the Capital Region Real-Time Crime Center Research Institute. One of the many things that they do for us is research the technology, tell us if we're being effective with it, but also they reached out to the community to see what their opinions are on the use of technology for law enforcement, but also the specific technologies that we're using, such as biometric data, camera systems, and that being public-private partnerships, but also license plate readers. So every year they were going to evaluate our use of it, but also the public's perception of it, so that we can use that information to educate the public further, but also make those very strategic decisions when we are investing in technologies.
Yeah. Leslie, I know how important this is, and we think we've got these things already squared away, but what if we had 2 or 3 of our partners that said, we just want to go in a different direction? What kind of impact would that conceivably have on us and our ability to be effective with our real-time crime center?
So when we're talking about sharing databases and data system, it comes down to dollars. It is very critical that we're trying to connect systems. That all costs money. We have lots of fantastic vendors that are willing to put all of our data into one platform, but if we have different systems that essentially do the same thing, every time we connect to that system to get that information housed together, it costs tax dollars to do that.
Yeah, and we got about a minute left, but would you talk about the impacts of stolen vehicles and how we're using Real-Time Crime Center to track down those vehicles?
Our Real-Time Crime Center, that is our bread and butter for our day-to-day activity. We're averaging over 100 recoveries a year, and that technology has enabled us to be more efficient and effective at getting that information. But also with the technology that we use for that, it allows us to solve other cases, not just stolen vehicles. Being able to get that historical data on a vehicle, it just allows us to be more efficient with our crime fighting efforts.
Well, thank you, Leslie. That's great. Coming up, and we'll take a deeper dive into the center, helping prevent and solve crimes, and hear more about the tools that they use. Stay tuned.
A 19-second conversation with a stranger online can put your child in danger of being exploited or abused.
Talking to kids about online safety can protect us for a lifetime. Don't wait. Talk to us today.
For over 3 decades, you've helped us move closer to ending breast cancer as we know it for everyone. You are making strides against breast cancer. Together, we are the hope, the movement, the future.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy?
Yeah, bro, I'm picking up. Same guy? I bet. Got you 5.
Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen, before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
Hey everybody, it's gonna be just plain hot out there.
In 70-degree weather, it takes only minutes for the inside of your car to heat up like an oven. At 104 degrees, heat stroke begins, followed by loss of consciousness. Every year, almost 40 children die of heat stroke after being forgotten in a vehicle. A simple change in daily routine is often the cause. Look before you lock. Brought to you by Kids in Cars.
Welcome back to the Leon County Today. I'm continuing a conversation with Leslie Rabon, Executive Director of the Real-Time Crime Center. Leslie, let's talk about the most important aspect of this is those license plate readers. Talk about how important they are to our mission and to our community.
License plate readers initially started in the banking industry. It was a way for them to track their assets that they were looking for, and over the years, law enforcement has embraced the technology. So license plate readers allow us to essentially read a license plate and develop leads for our detectives and officers in the field. A lot of times, silver alerts, amber alerts, things that are that high priority for us, we're saving time. LPRs are doing in seconds what law enforcement sitting in a vehicle were doing just more effectively. Instead of a deputy or police officer sitting in a car keying in tags, the system is automatically doing it. and it checks it against national databases that are law enforcement sensitive to give us back that information. But also, really, there's the efficiency of it, allowing us to get notices so that we're not having to sit there and constantly key in data to see if we can get those reads.
Well, equally, we are utilizing drones. So let's talk about the drones and their application. For example, we had the shooting at FSU, and we have football games at FSU all the time, and we utilize those drones quite a lot. And our citizens, basically from the survey, agree that it's something we should be utilizing. Can you talk to that in more detail?
So drones are one of the newest technologies that we're starting to invest in and really put a lot of our research efforts into. Drones, we've had an aviation unit for over 40 years. Drones complement our aviation unit. There are times where we can't fly a helicopter, whether it be due to weather or location, that we could utilize drones to give us that real-time information. Drones are also one of those tools that you can quickly deploy to a call for service. The drone can get there before law enforcement arrives and give us a full picture of what we're dealing with. So that could be, where an assailant is, that could be situational awareness. We can use them on search and rescue. Drones have really broadened our ability to get to a scene, do the evaluations we need, so operationally we know how to effectively respond to that scene.
Yeah, let's talk about that in more detail in terms of how are we going about making sure we integrate the drone responses through the various agencies. Like, I know we're talking about the real-time crime center we have. We're also talking about dispatching drones from the CDA. How does all that work together?
So the drones have a platform where we can see the video feeds, just like we do with our aviation feed, where we can see that in real time. Now, if we're not the drone operator, we can't control the cameras, but we can see what the operator is seeing. So within the real-time crime center, we have additional assets that we can use that in addition to. So if we see the drone footage, we have other databases, we have other systems that we can really paint that whole picture for those that are responding to those calls.
So, and able to accomplish that outcome, we have our partners, we have some kind of agreement that allows us to work in those spaces. Can you explain that?
So there's different federal requirements that our drone operators have to have, and it really gives that scope of when and where they can operate. As far as their training, there's specific training for our drone operators, but also with our agreements that we make for Real-Time Crime Center, but also some of our other partnerships we have, there's a scope that defines what our operational space will be with those.
Is there any other technologies you'd like to talk about that specifically are deployed by our Real-Time Crime Center?
So we're lucky in the fact that we've got a lot of platforms. One of the newest additions is a system called Peregrine. And what this system does is it's bringing in tons of our databases into one platform. So whereas the analysts are having to go in and search 10 or 15 individual systems, they are going to be able to put whatever information they're seeking into one system. It's going to hit our information as well as our partner agencies and bring that back into a very comprehensive, summary of that incident. So we're not having to search as many systems.
Real quickly, 30 seconds or so, how has the community received our efforts to get them to give us their feeds back to the Leon County Sheriff's Office?
We've had a really good response to all of our research efforts. Our research partners have been very, very pleased with the numbers they've responded in, but really our last one, we got results from almost every census bureau in the county.
Wow, outstanding. Thank you, Leslie. Just ahead in our deputy on duty, a day in the life of a deputy. We're riding alone after the break.
You are here, helping us give everyone the chance to live a longer, healthier life, free from breast cancer. You are survivors, you are thrivers and supporters. You are the heartbeat of the #1 breast cancer movement in the country. You are making strides against breast cancer. Together, we are the hope, the movement, the future. Join us.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for kids, teens, or young adults. It's just not.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals and volatile organic compounds into your body.
And nicotine, the same highly addictive substance found in regular cigarettes. Nicotine can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s,
affecting learning, memory, attention, and impulse control, and priming the brain for other addictions.
Vaping products also come in kid-friendly flavors that can make them appealing to youth.
And many kids also use other drugs, like marijuana, in vaping devices.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media,
many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping, because when you talk, they hear you.
On this segment of Deputy on Duty, we're on the road with Traffic Deputy Roz Meany.
My name is Deputy Ross Meany. I'm with the Leon County Sheriff's Office Traffic Unit. I've been with the Sheriff's Office since September of 2021, and I've been assigned to the Traffic Unit since March of 2024.
A typical day in the life varies from a number of responsibilities. Roz Meany has all the details.
One of our primary jobs is we investigate any hit-and-run traffic crash that occurred in Leon County. Some of our other jobs have included traffic homicide investigations, any message boards, speed trailers that you see around the county. We're in charge of moving those. We also do numerous administrative activities such as investigating agency vehicle crashes, on top of anything to do with motorcycles. We do special events, parades, community events at schools, churches.
Every member of the traffic unit is required to be motor certified and must maintain their certification.
In order to be in the traffic unit, you do have to be motor certified. The motorcycle training course is 80 hours, and we requalify with the same course every 6 months to maintain our skills. We also do monthly trainings as well.
Lately, deputies say they're seeing a troubling trend on the roadways.
Lately, we've seen an influx of speed and aggressive driving. Number of road rage incidents have increased, and then just your typical seatbelt violations. In addition to some of the other certifications that we have in the unit, there are 2 of us that are certified in child safety seats. So we do see child safety seat violations from time to time as well.
For deputies in traffic enforcement, the mission is clear.
I understand a traffic stop is can be a very stressful situation. But we're not out here to be mean. We're really out here just to save lives. I know it sounds like I'm reading a line, but it is true. Being a traffic homicide investigator, I've seen the worst of the worst, and speed is a leading cause of fatalities when it comes to traffic crashes. And what comes with speed is road rage and any other unsafe activity. So really our goal is to get out there and enforce these violations and educate the public on the dangers of speed and aggressive driving.
Outside of traffic citations, education and visibility are crucial.
It's all about education and information. Visible enforcement is key. We're out there in the streets, you can see us, whether we're on our motorcycles or in our marked patrol vehicles, but just being visible and conducting enforcement as well as the education via social media is crucial.
Beyond enforcement, the traffic unit is also focused on bridging gaps in the community.
Being in the traffic unit, specifically on the motor unit, has been an incredible experience for me. I've been able to attend some amazing events. Earlier this year, I was able to go down to Orlando for the final leg of the Special Olympics, which was just an incredible experience. And the community events, being able to get out, and everybody likes the motorcycle. I can't tell you how many times I'll be stopped in traffic just for people wanting to talk about it. It's a great community building tool. It's a way to bridge the gap between different groups, and we love to get out there and talk to you.
Roz Meany has some tips on how to drive safely.
Please slow down, drive safe, wear your seatbelt, don't text and drive. I could go through a number of those things, but like I said, speeding and inattentive driving are probably the 2 major things. So please slow down, pay attention, and make sure you wear your seatbelt.
And if you'd like to join the LCSO family, apply for a job today at leoncountyso.com. For Leon County Today, I'm Giovanni Hampton.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
In times of stress such as quarantine, what goes on behind closed doors can be terrifying. But you don't have to suffer in silence. Help is here. Love is not controlling. Love is not frightening. And love is not violent. Love is respect. If you need assistance or just want to talk, we are here. In Florida, call the Domestic Abuse Hotline at 800-500-1119 to speak to someone in your area. Or for more information, email the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council at dvcctally@gmail.com.
A 19-second conversation with a stranger online can put your child in danger of being exploited or abused.
Talking to kids about online safety can protect us for a lifetime. Don't wait. Talk to us today.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. And follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect. You can more details about the features of the app on our website, leoncountyso.com.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. And Sheriff, back to our regional real-time crime center. Technology is being leveraged at such a high level to help out in our community.
Yeah, we've got a lot to do in terms of technology. We've really got to nail down those partnerships we have in our community. We've got to make sure that we're all not getting disparate equipment. We got to work together to make it all happen. And I'm excited about the fact that in our community, our law enforcement partners, we're usually right there together making the same fight. And I'm hopeful that we can achieve that with some of the technology we're bringing on board.
All right, getting the work done for
Yes,
sure. All right,
all
well, we're going to all in indeed. Want to thank you all for joining us for another episode. We'll see you back here next week.